Commission on Judicial Appointments is now in session. The Honorable Patricia Guerrero presiding. You may be seated.
Good afternoon, and welcome to the public hearing of the Commission on Judicial Appointments. As Chief Justice of California, I serve as chair on the commission. The other members of the commission are Attorney General Rob Bonta and Presiding Justice Manuel Ramirez.
Thank you, Chief.
Janelle Baker serves as secretary to the commission. This hearing is to consider Governor Gavin Newsom's appointment of Judge Jose Castillo to the office of Associate Justice for the Court of Appeal, the 4th Appellate District, Division 1. The commission is in receipt of a letter from Governor Newsom appointing Judge Castillo to fill a vacancy created by the retirement of Justice Judith L. Heller. The state constitution specifies that an appointment by the governor to the Court of Appeal is effective when confirmed by the Commission on Judicial Appointments. The commission has received correspondence pertaining to this appointment, and we made these letters available to the press and the public a few days ago. Pursuant to a request by Governor Newsom, the State Bar's Commission on Judicial Nominees Evaluation, Jenny, has undertaken an evaluation of the qualifications of Judge Castillo for this position. Mr. Adam Hoffman, chair of the Jenny Commission, is present to share the results of that evaluation later in these proceedings. Judge Castillo has asked that the following persons be called to testify on his behalf. I will list you and then invite you to the podium to speak for him. Mr. Kevin R. Johnson, Dean and Professor of Public Interest Law and Chicano Studies at the University of California, Davis School of Law, and the Honorable Gonzalo Curiel, District Court Judge for the Southern District of California. We first invite Dean Johnson to the podium.
Chief Justice, Attorney General, and Presiding Justice, thank you very much for allowing me the opportunity to say a few words today. Governor Newsom has nominated Judge Jose Castillo for the California Court of Appeal, 4th District. Because Castillo is exceptionally well qualified, I enthusiastically recommend that the Commission on Judicial Appointments confirm his nomination. It's been a long and winding road for Jose Castillo to distinguished career in the law and nomination to the Court of Appeal. His journey should make us all proud. I'm confident that prestigious and important appointment to the Court of Appeal will not be the last achievement of Jose Castillo's career. The story of Jose Castillo is a classic American success story. Born in the small city of Zamora in the state of Michoacan, Castillo came with his family to the United States as a child. His parents wanted young Jose to have greater opportunities, including education. After arriving in his new country, Castillo began the process of learning English in the public schools and soon could fluently speak the language. Through grit and determination, he has made the very most of every opportunity made available to him. He was the first in his family to earn a college degree and a law degree. Life was not always easy for the Castillo family. Castillo's father at one time was a dishwasher in a restaurant, later became a cook. His mother was a homemaker. The family moved often. At age 17, Jose Castillo joined the Marines. After a year in Japan, he next was assigned to the Marine Corps Air Station Miramar in San Diego and received training as an emergency firefighter. Besides learning an essential safety skill, the experience allowed Castillo to meet service members from around the nation, and he realized that a higher education would open doors to opportunities. After attending community college, Castillo transferred to California State University, Sacramento. He graduated with honors, initially planned to pursue a career in law enforcement. However, one of his professors planted a seed in Castillo's mind about law school. Realizing that a legal career would provide many career options, Castillo applied for and was accepted to UC Davis School of Law. Castillo is an eager, diligent, and perceptive student in my first year civil procedure class. I've kept up with him, his family, and career over the years. From our first meeting, Jose Castillo struck me as a mature, responsible, well-spoken, and committed to excellence. He earned a place on the UC Davis Law Review, a significant honor, but also a significant time commitment. Law Review allowed him to hone his writing skills, and Castillo took his studies seriously and never took anything for granted. As Associate Dean, I worked with him as a leader in La Raza Law Students Association, now known as the Latina Law Students Association. As a student leader, Jose Castillo pushed the law school to consistently move in the direction of the ideals of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., who the law school building is named after. Castillo has experience working in the courts, including as a Superior Court judge since 2020. Previously, he clerked for the Honorable Michaela Alvarez of the U.S. District Court for the Southern District of Texas in Laredo along the U.S.-Mexico border. From 2007 to 2010, he worked as a staff attorney with the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Ninth Circuit. He also has experience as an assistant U.S. attorney and earned a reputation as a firm yet fair prosecutor. In a rarity, a prominent criminal defense attorney in the San Diego area applauded his appointment to the Superior Court. Castillo has served with distinction as a judge on the Superior Court, and as anyone who knows him might expect, he asks the hard questions. One article profiling Judge Castillo noted his tendencies to ask questions like, quote, "What is the right and just outcome?" I like to think that that was one of his takeaways from our civil procedure class. Everything about Jose Castillo is disciplined and dedicated. His many achievements demonstrate the power of his commitment to the hard work necessary to do the job right. He also is careful, intelligent, and diligent, all essential qualities for the best jurist. His discipline is also self-evident outside the law. He completed the Boston Marathon and its famous Heartbreak Hill just a few years ago. Castillo has served on the UC Davis School of Law Alumni Association Board from 2016 to 2022. In that role, he was dedicated to giving back to the law school, and he was always looking out for students, especially veterans in the need of help in pursuing a legal education. And we have a sizable number of vets in our student body, no small part due to the work of Jose Castillo. I haven't mentioned it, but it goes without saying, really, that Jose Castillo is committed to diversity, equity, and inclusion, as well as excellence. His life is a testament to those values. As an immigrant to this country who learned English as a second language, he had to fight hard for full inclusion and membership. He knows what it's like to look in from the outside. And throughout his life, Jose Castillo merely has asked for an opportunity and made the most of every one given to him. And today, he consistently advocates for equal opportunity for all in all of his non-judicial work. In conclusion, Judge Jose Castillo is intelligent, motivated, socially conscious, and hardworking. He would serve Californians proudly on the Court of Appeal. Moreover, his personal story is a compelling one. His perspectives and experiences will no doubt benefit his work as a jurist, as a justice, and serve as an inspiration to many Californians. Thank you for this opportunity to share these thoughts with you.
Thank you very much, Dean Johnson, for your remarks, and I'm sure it's meaningful to you also to be able to see one of your first-year Civ Pro students here, and I'm sure there are many others that you've impacted over the years. Thank you. The commission welcomes Judge Curiel.
Good afternoon, Chief Justice Guerrero, Attorney General Bonta, presiding Justice Ramirez. Thank you for the opportunity to provide testimony, comments, in support of the nomination of Judge Jose Castillo to the Court of Appeals, 4th District. I'm thrilled to be here for the nomination proceedings of Judge Castillo and Justice Kelly. I'm not a gambling man, but I feel like I've won the trifecta. First, Chief Justice, I'm proud that your path to the Supreme Court passed through my former seat in the Superior Court of San Diego. Second, Justice Kennedy, neither one of us imagined when we worked together at the U.S. Attorney's Office that one day we would both have the honor, the privilege to serve the people of the state of California on the bench. And then third, Jose, thank you for the privilege and the honor of inviting me to speak about your improbable journey, your considerable legal talents, and impeccable character. All three of you have abilities that were recognized by our governor, Gavin Newsom. I'm proud that our governor has taken giant steps in diversifying the judiciary in the state of California so that it more closely mirrors the rich diversity of this great state. He's done it while maintaining California's high standards of excellence and upholding the American dream. The American writer and historian James Truslow Adams is credited with coining that term, the American dream, in the 1931 book, The Epic of America. He described it as that dream of a land in which life should be better and richer and fuller for everyone, with opportunity for each according to ability or achievement, and be recognized by others for what they are, regardless of the fortuitous circumstances of birth or position. From Chief Justice Guerrero's storybook rise from the farmlands of Imperial Valley to the California Supreme Court, through Jose's success as an immigrant who overcame great odds, today is testament to the idea that the American dream lives. Jose did not arrive at this point through fortuitous circumstances of birth and position. He arrived in this country from a small village in Mexico with his parents when he was 8 years old. His father, Jose, as you've heard, worked as his cook, and his mother, Mireya, toiled as a housekeeper. Jose arrived speaking only Spanish. He did not speak English, and as a result, he was bullied. He was laughed at and taunted for not being able to speak the English language. And many children in those circumstances end up rejecting school, dropping out of school. And initially, those experiences were ones that caused Jose to not like school, not want to excel in school. And he found his life going down a path where he would not be studying. He was not doing what his parents would want him to do. He was ending up in fights. One day after a fight, a mentor told him, or asked him, I should say, Jose, what is your life going to look like in 5 years? And he looked forward in 5 years, and what he saw scared him. And at that moment, he had an epiphany. And from that point on, he turned his life around. He applied himself in school. And he became, as you've heard, a strong student, someone who eventually made it into law school and excelled while he was in law school. Jose is an inspired and outstanding choice for the appellate court. If one were designing a tailor-made appellate justice, one would begin with an attorney who's experienced in writing, analyzing the law, trying cases, and judging. Jose checks each of these qualifications. Starting his legal career as a law clerk for Judge Michaela Alvarez, he began developing the skill of preparing judicial orders, a skill that he perfected at the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals. Afterwards, he was offered a position at the U.S. Attorney's Office in the Southern District of California, one of the busiest districts in the entire nation. Between 2015 and 2020, the office filed 24,000 felony cases and charged 28,000 defendants. Within the office, Border Crimes Section handles a vast majority of the cases, and that is where Jose learned how to become a trial lawyer and then a supervisor. Started out in border crimes, Jose was the calendar assistant for Chief Judge Dana Sobral. As calendar assistant, Jose represented the United States on most of the sentencing hearings that were held in Judge Sobral's court. In addition, he tried 2 of his 28 trials in front of Judge Sobral. Judge Sobral described Jose as a great writer, an accomplished trial lawyer who was a hard worker, unflappable, and possessed a high emotional intelligence. He was a consummate gentleman who never took things personally and showed up to court with a ready smile. One of his colleagues and supervisors, Mark Conover, and Andrew Hayden, both came to the same observation, that Jose brought his background to bear in his decision-making and in his advocacy for alternate resolutions, that is, resolutions where mitigating circumstances and the equities of a particular case could result in reduced charges or diversion. Alternate resolutions were advocated by Jose were appropriate because Jose has always been driven by what is right. Mark also observed that Jose always treated everyone with dignity and respect, whether or not it was the United States Attorney or the cleaning staff. At the U.S. Attorney's Office, Jose went from handling reactive cases, the border, to handling complex wiretaps, including RICO charges with murder, sex trafficking, and drug crime predicates. He handled a wide range of cases, took on greater responsibilities, and was thereafter tapped to be a state judge, where he learned about judging. As a judge, again, Jose learned the hard way. In a hard, high-volume division involving the most contentious and vexing challenges, family court. Like Chief Justice Guerrero, Jose cut his teeth in judging as a family law judge. It's an assignment that I also held for 3 years and observed that family law is like the Marines or New York City. If you could make it there, you could make it anywhere. And Jose was tailor-made for family law. Remember, he was a Marine. He's unflappable, unfailingly courteous, never takes anything personally, and is a hard worker. All of the talents that a family judge requires to survive and thrive. Jose impressed his colleagues with his patience dealing with people in the midst of the worst chapter of their lives. Through it all, Jose focused on helping the parties navigate a challenging set of circumstances. But a perfect tailor-made associate justice needs more than just writing ability, trial experience, and judging skills. He needs a heart and a dedication to his family and community. I've seen Jose's heart in his work leading La Raza Lawyers Scholarship Fund and helping design and launch the Just the Beginning Summer Legal Institute at the University of San Diego Law School, alongside Judge Judy Bay. This is a one-week program that is offered to children from underrepresented, underserved community. It seeks to provide them with legal training, but more importantly, with positive role models. His commitment is derived from the fact that Jose has never forgotten where he came from or the importance of mentors at critical junctures in his life. Jose has and will continue to bring his background overcoming challenges to inspire him and motivate him to serve all Californians with distinction. And I've witnessed Jose's dedication to family, to Laura, his wife, Gael, and Leo. In a blessed life, Jose is most grateful for the love and purpose that his family has brought him. Just recently, I received a report from one of my colleagues the other day who shared that she witnessed the Castillo family at the neighborhood 5K race. They were all running as a family. So now we know, the family that runs together stays together. Jose has all that it takes to be an outstanding associate justice: ability, achievement, experience, skills, persistence, perseverance, work ethic, resilience, humility, and dedication to family, the glue that makes the American dream possible. In closing, I wholeheartedly recommend that this honorable commission confirm Judge Jose Castillo as Associate Justice to the Court of Appeals, 4th Appellate District. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge Curiel, for sharing a little bit about Judge Castillo's background and in particular some of the challenges that he faced growing up and how he navigated through those challenges. And I know that your story, too, is a testament to the American dream. So thank you for your dedicated and exceptional public service as well. The Commission now invites the Chair of the Judicial Nominees Evaluation Commission, Mr. Adam Hoffman, for the report of the evaluation that was conducted by his commission.
Thank you, and good afternoon, Chief Justice Guerrero, Attorney General Bonta, Presiding Justice Ramirez. I am honored to present this report on behalf of the Commission on Judicial Nominees Evaluation to summarize the basis of the Commission's rating of Judge Jose S. Castillo for the Office of Associate Justice of the Court of Appeal, 4th Appellate District, Division 1. The Commission conducted its evaluation of Judge Castillo on December 16, 2022, unanimously finding him to be well qualified for service on the 4th District Court of Appeal. According to Commission rules, that rating reflects the Commission's determination that Judge Castillo possesses qualities and attributes indicative of a superior fitness to perform the appellate judicial function with a high degree of skill, effectiveness, and distinction. Born in Mexico, Judge Castillo moved to California with his parents and 2 siblings when he was 8 years old. His parents worked service industry jobs to provide for the family, and Judge Castillo worked hard to learn English quickly so that he could connect with his new community. After graduating from high school, Judge Castillo joined the U.S. Marine Corps, serving from 1996 to 2000, and earning the rank of sergeant. He then went on to earn an associate's degree in administration of justice from Santa Rosa Junior College in 2001, and a Bachelor of Science in Criminal Justice from California State University, Sacramento in 2003. He earned his JD from the University of California, Davis School of Law in 2006, where he also served as articles editor for the Law Review. After law school, Judge Castillo clerked for 1 year for the Honorable Michaela Alvarez in the U.S. District Court for the Southern District of Southern District of Texas, and then worked as a staff attorney for the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Ninth Circuit in San Francisco from 2007 to 2010. In those roles, Judge Castillo researched law in diverse subject areas and wrote for a number of different judicial officers. Seeking litigation experience in 2010, he joined the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of California as an assistant U.S. attorney. After 10 years' service at the U.S. Attorney's Office, Judge Castillo was appointed to the San Diego County Superior Court, where he remains today. During this time, he has presided over a busy family law calendar. Outside of the law, Judge Castillo gives back to the community by serving on the steering committee for Just the Beginning. This program works with high school students of color and from low-income backgrounds, educating them about legal and professional skills and giving them direct exposure to judges, lawyers, and other leaders in the legal profession. Judge Castillo has dedicated his career to serving the public, first in the military and then as an attorney and a judge. He has experience assisting appellate judges with their decision-making from his time as a staff attorney in the Ninth Circuit. The Commission's investigation revealed that Judge Castillo is intelligent, respectful, compassionate, and humble, and the Commission applauds his commitment to serving as a role model for others. The Commission believes that Judge Castillo has the potential for a distinguished career as an appellate justice and unanimously found him well qualified to serve in that role. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Hoffman, for your detailed and helpful report here today. We now invite Judge Castillo to present a statement, if you wish, and to answer any questions that the Commission may have.
I simply cannot believe that I stand here I respectfully submit on the written materials as well as the statements made by the speakers, and I am happy to answer any questions this panel may have.
Thank you. Attorney General?
Yeah, well, thank you. Thank you, Dean Johnson and Judge Curiel, for the opportunity to hear your own personal reflections and experiences with Judge Castillo. And Judge Castillo, I really enjoyed the opportunity to hear more about your journey to where you are today, and the obstacles you faced, the resilience you demonstrated, the focus, the discipline, and it just reminded me of the fact that the California dream and the American dream are alive and well, and you embody it. And it's something that makes us special here, the idea that a family can come from anywhere around the world, and in your case, Mexico, seeking a better life and opportunity, and find it here. And so it's really powerful and beautiful and inspiring and reaffirming all at the same time. I have a question for you just about the new role that you'll have. What do you think are the most important qualities of an appellate justice, and how will that be different for you?
There are many qualities of an appellate justice, too many to name, but I think that one of the most important ones is collegiality. Collegiality is important, and it is even more pronounced at the appellate level because, unlike the trial level, where judges, in essence, decide issues on their own, at the appellate level, it is with colleagues. And with collegiality, it's the give and take of the merits of an argument or a position. But at the end of the day, they are your colleagues, case after case. And with collegiality, you are able to make your points, hear the different perspectives, be curious about the law, and at the end of the day, make sure that the outcome is a fair and just one. And then move on to the next case, beginning with that collegiality and friendship to continue to resolve those cases that the parties so rightly deserve.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Thank you. Judge, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
While you were sitting in that chair to my far right, I had the good fortune of observing your wife and your two incredibly handsome, well-dressed children. So I know how you and your wife must be so very proud of how they appeared today in court, and so well behaved, which is a tribute to both of you. But I also noted that your wife sitting there just beaming with pride for all of the well-deserved things that were being said about her husband, of which I have no doubt she's had great input into all of that. I sit here as the senior presiding justice and have had the very, very good fortune of reading many wonderful data questionnaires submitted to the governor for appointment. That's our role, to review these applications. And I want to thank you for allowing me the good fortune and pleasure of reading this application. It's a remarkable application, and like the chief said a few moments ago, I don't want to be appeared to be prejudging this. We have to go through the formal nature of this. But I do want to thank you for submitting this remarkable application. Some time ago, I think it was one other judge, I had the good fortune of referring to Robert Traver's book, Anatomy of a Murder. Are you familiar with that book?
I am not.
Okay. Well, you're in good stead, because the judge that I asked that question to last time wasn't familiar with that book, but he is now, and it wasn't a test.
He's going to ask you this question.
And it's a wonderful book. The movie probably is even better, but it follows the book. It tracks the book perfectly. And there is a line in there where the former district attorney, now turned defense lawyer, is asked by his investigator. We've covered all the bases. We have our depositions. We have our background information. But we know nothing about the judge. And the former deputy district attorney, now turned defense lawyer, says, you know, that's a good question. There are 4 kinds of judges, just like there are 4 people in human nature. And he said, there are those judges who do not have a head. We probably should stay away from those judges. There are judges who have a head, but that is all. We can probably do better. We should stay away from that, Judge. Then there are those judges who have neither a head nor a heart. We always stay away from them. The judge the ideal judge, he said, is that judge who has both a head and a heart. Now, it was mentioned by Judge Curiel that you have a heart. Now, to that, I would add, based on my reading of this information, you have both a head and a heart. And in reading your application, I found it interesting that no matter where I landed in this volume, and it was a fairly thick volume, all you knew was hard work and success. And so, as a Marine Corps sergeant, your junior college, UC Davis experience, your entire Superior Court experience as a U.S. attorney, so you have state and federal experience. Pretty remarkable achievement for such a young man. And I think all of those little success stories demonstrate a judge with a head and a heart. You even have courage, I would add, as I recall reading in this application, that you helped to rescue, I think, 140 people off of a commercial airline. Did I read that correctly?
That is correct. One of my jobs in the Marines was as an airport firefighter, and we manned the airport at Miramar Marine Corps Air Station, and after a passenger plane took off from the San Diego International Airport, one of the engines malfunctioned and couldn't return to San Diego, had to do an emergency landing and landed at the Marine Corps base, and we had to assist the passengers egress from the aircraft and get them to safety.
And you received, as I recall, a commendation or certificate of commendation.
That is correct.
For that. So we would add head, heart, and a whole lot of courage. Myself, I don't like flying out of San Diego. I don't like coming over the homes, landing in or leaving out, but I have colleagues who are braver than I, one sitting right next to me, one in the audience as well. So having reviewed your remarkable application and seeing how wherever you land, it's incredibly successful. And wherever you land, you demonstrate all of those qualities. So I guess in a way, what I would like to ask you is, have you ever known anything but success in your life?
Absolutely not. I have made mistakes in my past, but I have learned from those mistakes. And it's not success, it's hard work, but I've been extremely lucky and blessed along the way. The colleagues, my friends, my family that have helped me along the way, mentors, I simply could not have done it on my own. And so I owe many individuals and organizations for helping me get to where I am today.
And how proud all of them must be for the success that you're enjoying to this moment. So thank you for the good fortune, pleasure of reading your application. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. And I recognize Gael and Leo have been very patient. I just have one more question. You're getting there. I caught their attention by saying their names. We've heard about your very compelling personal story, and at one point, also in the written materials, you discussed very honestly the fact that your life was taking a path that you maybe didn't want it to take, and you made some adjustments and followed a different one. What would you say to other youth out there who are maybe faced with similar challenges, maybe also thinking of a career in law, but it feels out of their reach? I mean, what guidance would you provide?
I would begin by sharing my story and let them know that their path is at a fork, that they can take one path and for them to picture themselves into the future down the positive path as well as the negative path. and to really think about what path they want to pursue. I would also have them meet other individuals that have succeeded, and I would encourage them to change their ways because this country and this state can afford individuals a second chance and opportunities in order to better their lives, but they need to take full advantage of those opportunities. And then to continue to talk to them, encourage them, mentor them in order to ensure that they stay on the right path and become productive members of this society.
Thank you for your response, and we look forward to what the future holds for you as well. This completes the list of witnesses who are testifying here today. Are the members of the commission prepared to vote? All in favor of confirming Judge Castillo for this position, please say aye.
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 Aye. On this record and the correspondence received, the commission finds Judge Castillo qualified to be an Associate Justice of the Court of Appeal for the 4th Appellate District, Division 1, and we confirm his appointment. Congratulations, Justice Castillo.
Thank you. Thank you.
The formal portion of the hearing is adjourned, and Justice Castillo has asked me to administer the oath of office, and you're all welcome to remain, and it'll be a few moments, but please make yourself comfortable until then. Thank you. Sorry, you want to sign after? And then we'll sorry, yes. We can do it after. Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Jose Castillo,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic,
foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States
to the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California,
and the Constitution of the State of California,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully discharge
and that I will well and faithfully discharge
the duties upon which I am about to enter.
the duties upon which I'm about to enter.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I could not have gotten here on my own, and I know today, to so many people and organizations, too many to name, but some need to be recognized. First, to the Commission on Judicial Appointments, to Chief Justice Guerrero, Attorney General Bonta, as well as Presiding Justice Ramirez, thank you for your vote of confidence. Thank you also to all staff from the Supreme Court, including Janelle Baker, as well as Jorge Navarrete, and the Attorney General's office that made this hearing possible. To Dean Johnson as well as Judge Curiel. Thank you for your thoughtful comments. Thank you also to Chief Judge Dana Sabra, the California Latino Judges Association, and First Assistant U.S. Attorney Andrew Hayden for preparing and submitting letters on my behalf. I will forever be grateful to Governor Gavin Newsom for nominating me and to everyone that made today possible, including Appointment Secretary Luis Cespedes, Deputy Appointment Secretary Gonzalo Martinez, Debbie Kuhn, the entire Commission on Judicial Nominees Evaluation. A special thanks to Chair Adam Hoffman and Commissioners Jeffrey L. Hodge and Francesca Serrano. My sincere appreciation to all the members of the San Diego Judicial Selection Advisory Committee, and a special thanks to everyone from the San Diego Superior Court, including Presiding Judge Michael Smith and Assistant Presiding Judge Maureen Hallahan, and all my colleagues and friends and family and the San Diego Latino Judges Association. A very special thanks to Courtroom Clerk Tamara Parra, as well as Sheriff's Deputy Michael Residro for helping me run Department 603. I know you're watching. A special thanks to Doña Siqueiros, who cleaned my chambers every morning and courtroom, and for her many conversations in Spanish, as well as her many blessings. Thank you to the legal community in San Diego, including the U.S. Attorney's Office, the U.S. District Court, the Federal Defense Bar, the Family Law Bar, the San Diego La Raza Lawyers Association and Scholarship Fund, and all of the attorneys and legal bar organizations that supported me over the years. Thank you to the judges, attorneys, and staff from the U.S. Court of Appeals from the Ninth Circuit. And a special thanks to Judge Micaela Alvarez for believing in me, giving me my first legal job, and setting the path that led to today. To my new Court of Appeal colleagues, especially Administrative Presiding Justice Judith Nakano, and my new colleagues, justices, attorneys, and staff, thank you for the warm welcome. My sincere gratitude to all my friends, colleagues, and family members that are present today, and to all those watching virtually. To my mother and father, Mireya and Jose, por sus esfuerzos y sacrificios estamos aquí. Because of your efforts and sacrifices, we are here. My siblings, Maria and Alberto, my nieces and nephews, Miguel, Isabel, Lydia and Roman, my father-in-law Barry, and Gloria and brother-in-law Stephen, to my wife, Laura, and sons Gael and Leo, thank you for your love, support, and patience. I stand on the shoulders of others, including the late Justice Cruz Reynoso. He served as a justice in this building, and he was one of my law professors. He was a role model, an inspiration, and a strong supporter. He was a trailblazer that, in my humble opinion, made today possible. A few days ago, on March 31st, we commemorated another trailblazer, Cesar Chavez. Cesar Chavez's struggles, sacrifices, and victories opened the doors to many, including myself. As you heard, my parents brought me to this country as a child. Their goal, their dream, their American dream, was for my siblings and I to have opportunities for a better life. We accomplished that goal because of the opportunities this country and state offered us. We accomplished that goal because of the groundbreaking work of trailblazers like Cesar Chavez and Justice Reynoso, as well as support from my beloved parents, my wife Laura, and the countless mentors and supporters, as well as my sons Gael and Leo. But there's so much more that can be done to help those behind us, the next generation of attorneys, judges, and our future leaders. To my sons, nephews, and especially my nieces, and to all the boys and girls out there that look like me or that share a similar background as my own. I hope that witnessing this hearing and seeing the members of this commission serves as an inspiration to pursue your dreams, to work hard doing so, and to do it with humility and honor. I urge you to dream big, aim high, shoot for the stars, because with hard work, humility, and luck, you may be able to reach them. You will be able to reach them. In closing, I look forward to continue to serve the United States and the great state of California. Thank you. Muchísimas gracias.
Now it's official when we sign, so.